you have that barrier, like, you know, like the river is the barrier, and a lot of people, like, sure, you've got the bridge and you can cross it, but it's mostly to go downtown to go shopping with your own friends. You're not going down there to, you know, hang out with other people, but...
Il faut la traverser, cette rivière. Mais ça n'a pas toujours été facile à traverser. C'était même pas permis pour les anglophones de venir ce côté-ci parce que c'était les pauvres misérables Frenchmen qui restaient ce côté-ci de la rivière.
The racism we got from the police force in this area, that's the only thing, that's the only problem we had. We'd come over, we'd take a couple steps into this area, and the police would be right there. Where are you going? Where do you live? Can I get your number, your phone, and how long are you going to be there? And, you know.
It's as though you were entering a different country.
Yeah, exactly.
Crossing the border.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, not really, it doesn't surprise me coming from an older person. I mean, if it was, I think the younger generation is more aware and more sensitive and...
Il faut que la jeunesse prenne une certaine relève puis un certain défi parce que si la génération... Nous autres, on vit pour éternellement, là, ça ne marchera pas parce qu'il y a trop de préjugés dans cette génération-là.
Ouais, c'est
puis c'est quelque chose qu'on ne peut pas se débarrasser.
Le Nord-Ouest est ma mère patrie. Je n'abandonne pas mes ancêtres. En moi, on retrouve le scandinave, l'irlandais, le français et l'indien. Je suis un prophète du Nouveau Monde.
voyageur. Hey ho! Hey ho! Ils feront tous les rues de Saint-Boniface. Un défilé, puis des sculptures sur glace, des milliers de sucres, puis des ceintures fléchées. Welcome tout le monde! Bienvenue à notre party! On va le jouer here in a minute. C'est le festival du voyageur.
Et je pensais à ça en m'en venant matin. Tabarnouche, comment qu'après 26 festivals, tu peux encore sortir autant de monde? Hein?
Il faut s'apercevoir qu'être francophone, c'est pas toujours de la misère, puis des réunions, et puis du travail, puis du bénévolat, et puis toutes sortes de choses comme ça. C'est que de temps à autre, et on espère de plus en plus, tu peux aussi t'amuser dans cette même langue-là. Et puis trop souvent par le passé, ce que les jeunes ont vécu, eux autres, c'est des parents engagés qui passent la soirée en réunion. Pour l'école ou je ne sais pas, n'importe quoi.
C'est quasiment le sous-texte de tout francophone. Hein?
Oui.
Ils ne comprennent pas vraiment.
Un francophone qui n'est pas en réunion, il est assimilé, je veux dire.
Il y a l'affaire aussi comme ils sortent de leur petit isolement. Tu sais, dans le village, eux autres, c'est l'école française, c'est les phrases du village. Ils viennent au festival, il y a des 1000 personnes. Tu sais, tout d'un coup, ça les sort de leur petit isolement.
Un grand festin au bal du gouverneur. Le pays entier est venu nous rendre honneur. Des milliers de gens, des quatre coins du pays. Welcome tout le monde! Bienvenue à notre party! C'est le festival du voyageur. Hey ho! La qualité, la première bonne c'est notre fête.
Bonjour à tout le monde, bonjour mes élèves, bonjour mes chers élèves. Cette année, c'est le 125e anniversaire de la province du Manitoba. Alors, pour honorer le fondateur du Manitoba, on a depuis quelques années quand même installé le portrait de Louis Riel, qui semble être plus accepté qu'il était dans le temps. Cette année, on fête le festival. C'est un festival qui se veut canadien-français, qu'on retrouve nos racines, qu'on les célèbre, ces racines, et puis qu'on les garde, on les continue. On continue de les garder, nos racines. Nos racines sont canadiennes, françaises et métisses. Qu'on le veuille ou non, il y a toujours du métis dans une famille. Ça ne peut pas faire autrement. Parce que les Indiens, quand ils ont accueilli les premiers explorateurs, les premiers voyageurs qui sont venus par ici, ils les ont accueillis chaleureusement. Tu viens, je t'offre un petit cadeau, je t'offre ma terre, on partagera. On va t'aider à comprendre comment survivre dans un pays très froid comme le Manitoba.
I think like the repercussions from the older generation are slowly it's dissipating. Younger generation now is like making up their own mind, but I think it's mostly the fear of the unknown, like that the older generation had. Like they were like the first settlers here, and it's like if you don't know another culture, you don't really know how to treat those people. But I'm not saying that it was right what they did at all. I'm not trying to excuse what they were doing, but I think it's just that's basically why we have racism today and stuff like that. It's just fear of the unknown, not knowing what the other culture is like, not knowing what is on the other side of the bridge, you know.
Some students from Precious Blood to the R.B. Russell Drama Program. Chantel, there's one Chantel, there's another Chantel, okay, and there's Melanie. Melanie. So let's give them a big R.B. welcome. Okay, so let's get started. Today, I want to warm your brains up, okay? I don't want to warm your bodies up. I don't want to warm up your acting talents. So Mary's getting her brain warmed up now by Chantel, okay? Is it working? Is it warm?
Of course it works.
Okay. I'm going to start off by asking you a very simple question. How do you people know the difference between what's right and what's wrong?
The morality police.
Right and wrong isn't always defined in a book. It could be defined by the way you feel inside and the way that you've been brought up in your home.
I can define what right or wrong is? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Here's the situation. I'm in a gang. I'm a gang member. I think that's right. You know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
I like to kick your head in. You know why? Because my friends tell me it's right. I think it's right. Now, furthermore, you guys just told me that I could define what was right myself.
No. You know, your morality, not what you're thinking, what you're feeling. It's not. There isn't actually.
It's not right. Somebody said it's not right. How do you know it's not right?
Because you know what's right and what's wrong from what you've learned, or what the society has learned from the beginning of time. They've already determined what's right and wrong, and then you learn it from your parents, and society tells you what's right and wrong.
Okay.
But what if you've been brought up with your parents beating you up, and then you figure when you go out into the streets, oh, I'm in a gang, I'm shit hot.
Yeah. Well, then your parents taught you something that was wrong.
So there isn't no wrong and right. But
is abortion right or wrong?
abortion is not right or wrong. There is no definition for abortion. It is how the woman feels about the abortion or about the issue that or the child that she's carrying.
So you're saying for her it could be right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
does anyone disagree?
What about the man's right? He has just as much right, because if anything, he created half of the life. It's not just totally up to her.
Most men want women to have abortions.
You're generalizing. You can't say that.
Most men, once they get you knocked up, once you're this big, once you have the kid, boom, they're gone.
That's not all of them.
Okay.
What about the ones? What about the ones that aren't like that?
I wanted you to be honest here, okay? Because if you're honest, that conviction, what each and every one of you truly believes, that's what you're going to put on the table and give to the rest of the world, okay? That does not mean that you're right or that you're wrong. Okay, let's get to work. You've got about 5 minutes to come up with a scene.
Like our plays that we do, when we do present a play, it's not about the social issues that you guys deal with. It's mostly like a comedy or something like that, because I guess we don't feel that we need to express ourselves the way you guys do. And
well, there's a lot of rage in some of the students at RB Russell, so they have to get it out one way or another. There's a lot of single parents, and they're always too busy at work and too busy to do anything for their children. So the children feel like they're left out, so they go and do something. And when they get caught, that's the only time they get attention put on them.
when I grew up, my mom was at home. She stayed at home with us. And that's mostly how or a big part of the students in my class are. They have both their parents there for them, and they work, but they're still there, and...
See, with the drama club at RB Russell, you have your parents with your peers, and if you have a problem, I'm pretty sure one of them will be there. Like, one of them already had that problem, and they show you how to get away from it and try to leave it behind. And so I guess you can say that's like the family that most of the students there never had.
3, 2, 1, action.
I can't believe it, you're pregnant. Oh my God. It's so exciting. I'm gonna be an uncle.
Maybe not.
What do you mean, maybe not?
I might get an abortion.
Are you crazy? Why are you gonna kill it? Come on, look, you can take care of it.
I'm not going to kill it. It's not even alive yet.
What do you mean it's not alive?
It's not breathing and living on its own. It's depending on me, and I can't handle that. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. Just that Norm doesn't want me to get one.
Well, I don't think you should get one either.
Why? Why is everybody saying this to me?
Because if you start thinking about having an abortion, what are people going to start thinking? It wasn't necessarily your fault that you were pregnant, but now that you do have this child, that you're carrying this child, you have to take on the responsibility.
But I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Et toi, isolé, enchanté dans ton petit coin. Puis toi, isolé, je te tends la main. Et les questions, patiente un peu. Car tes questions, ce sont mes vœux. Les deux rivières se sont rencontrées. Les deux rivières peuvent partager.
Not many people here really know about Saint-Boniface that much. They didn't know it was really a tight community, and really French.
A lot of times some people don't want other people to know they're French, like we might not always be proud of it because other people may laugh at us or put us down because we are French, because they're English and they don't understand
Yeah, but
what
then
it
we just
is.
insult them in French anyways, and then they don't even know what the hell we're saying, so it doesn't really matter.
But then there's
So
some
then they're
people,
pissed off, so
yeah,
they-
some people don't like it when you speak French, so then you'll do it just to get them angry, you know.
I've just come to a point where it's like anybody who will ever say, oh, you're stupid because you speak French, or they'll start saying stuff like that, I'll just say, well, I have more of an advantage to get a job because I speak another language, and it's also easier for me to learn other languages because I know French and English. And I mean, it's an all-around, it's an advantage.
You guys
Your
are
parents-
lucky that you guys were able to keep your languages. When the settlers first came, our language was stripped away from us. We weren't allowed to talk it.
Through residential schools.
Yeah, we were only allowed.
Our cultures, not just our language, but our cultures and everything that had to do with the native
That's probably why most of our young people now don't speak their own language.
Parfois, j'ai l'impression autour de moi on dort. On peut faire face, ferme tes yeux, on te trouve à ta place. Mais sans toi pas obligé de me suivre. Je ne prétends rien, mais je perçois tout ce que tu crains. Les deux rivières se sont rencontrées.
I think you guys are us in like 25 years, or 10 years, or 7 years, because the problems that you have now are just starting where we live. You know, like we have a few gangs, not that many, just a little bit, you know. We have some robberies, we have some fights, you know, things, it's just a little bit, it's starting, but you already had the problems and you're finding solutions to them. So I think you guys are us in like, you know, how many years?
Which will make it easier for you guys.
Because
you learn from us.
I guess in Saint-Boniface, in Saint-Vital, it's mostly family and religion. It's a lot centered around religion. I find, like, go to church every Sunday and everything like that, and then it's like do all these church activities. And yeah, if anybody from our school would get, let's just say, have a child, then it would be, oh my God, you know, kind of thing. It's happened, but it's all, everybody doesn't want to talk about it, and it's just like, it'll be whispered about or something like that, because, and the parents will say, oh, you know, she's Catholic, she should wait till she gets married, and da-da-da, you know, abstinence, and...
Yeah,
Because not many of us can talk to our mothers, talk to our fathers. I don't really get along with my family neither, but I try. And I feel I feel like I belong more with this group of people than anything else. They made me feel welcome, they made me feel loved.
Les deux rivières se sont rencontrées. Les deux rivières on peut partager. Tu es ma mère, ma langue, je t'oublierai. Les deux rivières on peut tout réconcilier.
Mais je sais pas, c'est comme tellement plain. Comme mes grands-parents ils viennent d'ici, mes parents ils viennent d'ici, mes arrière-grands-parents ils viennent de Québec. Mais avant, ils sont venus de France. So, c'est comme toute la même chose. J'ai gardé la mienne.
Les personnes de RB Russell étaient tellement surpris que j'avais aucun ancêtre qui venait de Québec. Ils étaient tellement surpris que j'ai jamais été à Québec. Il y a personne de ma famille qui est du Québec. On est venu tout droit de France à Manitoba, tout droit du Belgique au Manitoba.
Si tu vas dans d'autres pays, automatiquement, si tu parles français, oh, you're from Quebec.
No,
I'm from
And we don't live in
Manitoba.
equal. They would have said if they found out that my dad came from Montreal but can't speak French.
Moi, ça fait pas longtemps que je sais que j'ai des origines métisses. Puis après ce film, puis après avoir rencontré les élèves de RB Russell, je veux vraiment savoir. Je veux aller m'asseoir puis juste découvrir toutes mes origines. Mais comme, il y a beaucoup de monde dans la classe, c'est pas juste qu'ils veulent pas, c'est juste qu'ils savent pas. Comme moi, j'avais aucune idée. Puis c'est mon père arrivé puis il m'a dit, oh, t'as des origines métisses, on s'en va chercher la carte. Ça l'a pris comme 5 minutes à avoir la carte. Tu juste prends une photo, c'est comme avoir ta licence. C'est juste... So.
Dans ma famille aussi, on a la 100, mais on peut avoir la carte, mais on n'est jamais allé chercher comme...
c'est pas quelque chose que j'ai besoin. Parce que je pense qu'il y a beaucoup de personnes qui ont besoin de ces privilèges plus que moi. Comme mes parents peuvent payer pour mon université, on peut payer les taxes, mais il y a beaucoup plus de personnes qui ne peuvent pas payer. Exactement.
Quand mon père a dit on va aller, je vais. Puis il a dit, oh ben tu peux mettre ça sur ton emploi, puis tout ça. J'ai dit, je l'ai jamais fait avant. Pourquoi je devais le faire maintenant? Comme j'ai une attitude, mais c'est juste que je l'ai, puis je l'utilise pas à cause que, probablement à cause que je suis tellement fâchée, à cause que moi j'ai pas eu affaire à just the shit they went through. C'est comme, c'est stupide. Chico et moi, quand on était, si on mettrait un à côté de l'autre, lui a plus de métis, mais on a quand même le sang métis. Puis juste à cause que moi j'ai une couleur blanche, comme je vais pas avoir face à la discrimination que peut-être quelqu'un qui a une couleur plus foncée, il va avoir la discrimination. Ça me fâche vraiment. C'est comme on s'arrête aux couleurs.
Sans dire un mot, un échange se fait. Mais tous les mots, tous les thèmes, je m'en souviens. Mais je suis pas seule, ça je le sais, on me le rappelle. Identité, solidarité, j'en fais partie. Les deux rivières se sont rencontrées. Les deux rivières on peut partager.
Not one. You don't want 10? No.
I don't want like 20 million kids running around the house.
I wouldn't be able to handle it more than like 2.
What about right now, like me, what I'm doing? Would you be able to do that?
That would be so scary.
Like, there's a lot of people that go to our school, and because they can't go to regular high school, like I got kicked out of nurses because I was like about 4 months pregnant, but I had a miscarriage. So they sent me to RB. Yes, they said it wasn't a part of their...
They kicked a girl out of Saint-Boniface because she was pregnant.
Where?
They invited her to leave, and they made her feel totally uncomfortable at school and everything like that. They really tried to stress her to leave, just so that it wouldn't damage the reputation of the school.
Is that why? Oh, shit, give me a break. That's total crap. I mean, as if pregnancy is not a part of life. I mean,
but
hello?
But it's not a part of your academic life.
It's not supposed to be a part of your teenage life and your academic life. Well, I didn't mind leaving that school anyway, so because I didn't get along with a lot of people in that school.
It's not like RB. Half of our students there either have children or are pregnant.
At RB?
Yeah.
Really?
That's the highest pregnancy rate in a high school in all of North America. RB Russell.
Holy, that's a lot.
So don't come to RB, you might get pregnant.
Wow. Gosh, look at them.
Don't you just love her eyes?
This is the only school, high school, I think, in Winnipeg that has a licensed daycare, and the kids get bonded. The babies get bonded with just the person that's always taking care of them day after day.
Doesn't feel right.
Okay, where's your kid now?
Teachers, can I have your attention, please? Any clothing that you have sitting in your class should be brought down to the office.
All pleasantries aside, let's get down to work. This moment in the play is the first time. So far, it's been Indians, whites, Indians, whites. Now, all of a sudden, we have a coming together, okay? Now, how do you feel about this? Have you ever seen a white man before? Never. Okay? Have you ever seen an Indian before?
No.
But what do you know about them? What has your dad told you about them? They're savages. Do you believe them?
No. No. No, well, we don't really know that because...
We never met him.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
you just give me a belief at this
point. We only know them as what she tells us.
So let's just see that look and that reach and then continue, okay? Ready? Places?
Oh, son, where have you been?
I fell in love.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I also have a beautiful child.
Oh, her grandparents.
Who was the mother?
What is she like? Is there going to be a wedding?
It's an Indian woman.
How could you? With an Indian? I taught you better than that!
We never taught our son this!
He knows better!
Son, your father doesn't understand. Go find her and bring her here.
Father.
What is that?
This is my daughter. Isn't she beautiful?
It is white. Get rid of it. I said go!
We'll die out there. Please don't make us go. I'll do anything.
Okay, does everybody know what the new movement is? Okay, let's try it then.
Is she dying?
I don't know. She's burning up. What are we going to do? We have nothing.
Someone will find us.
But who?
What is this? Where are you going?
We are going to find our grandchild.
We have no grandchild.
Yes, we do. Our daughter had a child. That child is of our flesh and blood.
She is no longer my daughter. And I forbid every one of you from going there.
We are going.
Okay. Oh, no, let's see the death scene. Let's see the death scene. Okay. Now we have another strong moment, right? Before this point in time, are there any Métis people? No. So now we're going to see the first Métis. We want every eye in this place to be on Cindy.
My daughter, she's dead.
My son? Oh, she's alive.
Just like an Indian to blame it all on the white man. If it wasn't for you and your savage practices, my son wouldn't have left in the first place. It's always the white man to come and kill our people. They come and kill our people.
You did this, not.
It is my fault.
Okay, hold on. Which word was stronger there?
Fault.
This is all.
This is all my fault.
Better.
We're just very happy.
Remember what she did last week? And you kind of almost cried the word fault? You could barely get that word fault out. Okay? You can barely say this whole thing. Okay? Okay. Maybe you need just to bring it down here, okay? Just look around and say it. Look at these people. Ready? Places? Action.
This is all my fault.
Okay, it's her fault. Okay, just clap just for the hell of it. If I could stimulate some discussion here. If the emotion is coming out of you and you're making it real, the costumes, the time setting, all of that, is our audience watching that, or are they watching the effects of racism here?
It's just, I don't know, it's just something I noticed, but I didn't, the watches, when you did the shake, I just didn't think that they had watches at that time.
The message that you guys are trying to give is interracial mixing and stuff, and you guys have the Native family coming together with the white family, and it still happens today, and there's still going to be métis, and people still have to come together and realize that we can all be one. So I think it's good that you guys have like modern elements in your play, because it shows that this goes on today, and that like interracial harmony should be going on today, not just in that time period.
So guess what?
What?
What happens tomorrow? We do it.
We're stars.
When's the pizza coming? So I know Terry's got to go to the bathroom, so let's take a 5-minute break, okay? RB students, can you make our guests feel welcome? Please show them our famous RB hospitality. Show them where to smoke or where the washroom is.
See if anyone has a drag for me.
Oh, God. Go get a jacket, woman.
Yeah, they want to join us, that's why.
The family who smokes together stays together.
Warren on the action line, CJOB. Well, you've heard from the Lieutenant Governor. We're concentrating this week on what it's like to be in this community, living next to a Francophone community. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Living next to a Francophone community right across the river. So are we kind of special here?
I think we are. If we look at Canadian cities, and mention was made of it this morning, it's the only city in Western Canada, for starters, that has this kind of a makeup. It's also the only one west of Quebec that we can say has a vibrant community, which is easily identifiable.
On est très fiers cette année parce que le Manitoba célèbre cette année son... Oh, petite fille est trop jeune pour connaître ça, là. 125 années. Et vous savez qu'évidemment, le fondateur de la province du Manitoba s'appelait... Gênez-vous pas, Louis Riel, gênez-vous pas, on en est très, très, très fiers. Et Louis Riel était un métis. C'est des gens qui étaient à l'origine ici de la province du Manitoba. Doesn't speak any French at all? Oh, boy. We'll teach you some French, you're gonna learn some for sure. OK? Pas de problème. Very glad that you're here. This is a special, special night. Viens ici une seconde. Mesdames et messieurs, j'aimerais qu'on lui donne une bonne main d'applaudissement, s'il vous plaît. C'est le lieutenant-gouverneur de la province du Manitoba, M. Yvon Dumont. On est très content qu'il soit avec nous ce soir. Yvon, c'est particulièrement important. T'es de descendance métisse.
Oui. C'est un moment bien fier pour les métis, puis certain que pour les francophones et les Manitobains en général. Le fait que le Festival des voyageurs, cette année, célèbre la culture métisse, célèbre Louis Riel avec son photo sur le devant du programme, ça fait chaud au cœur. Ça fait du bien au cœur pour les métis, puis certain que ça aide à promouvoir l'histoire du Manitoba aussi.
OK, Saturday night at 5 p.m., RB Russell High. Is that in Saskatchewan or... Samedi soir, 5 heures. Présente une pièce qui s'appelle The First Métis, is that right? On Saturday night, it's at the Métis Rendezvous at the Holy Cross Church, right? Mesdames et messieurs, le lieutenant-gouverneur de la province du Manitoba va nous danser la jig de la Rivière-Rouge.
Some people, they always say, well, you're this and you're that and you're not belonging. So who wants to belong? We belong to the human race. So I'm glad to see that you took your place and, you know, like felt good about it and you stood high, you know, your head right high, and you danced with the rest of them, and you're just as good as they are. You're okay.
You know, our play that we're doing, that, and how the Métis child was rejected on both sides by the Native people and by the whites. Has that ever happened? Has that ever happened before in the past?
Well, I've seen a wedding where this doctor's daughter married a métisse from the place where I come from. And on the side of the hall where they celebrated the wedding, all the darker people on one side and all the fairer people on the other side. It was so sad. It was so sad. You know, in the church.
That one side on one side and the other side on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And they never came together, you know, they never came together. And I think it's all okay now, you know, because they've grown sort of, you know, from the inside, couldn't help themselves. The grandchildren came, and so grandchildren, marvelous things to patch up.
Like I got some cousins, right? They're Métis, but they look white. Yes. And when they hang around with whiter people, like people that aren't Métis, they act like they're just white. They're not proud of their Indian heritage.
I used to do that a long time ago. Yeah.
I used to act like I was.
Have you ever tried doing that, or?
It never happened to our family. We never tried to hide, but I don't think we ever boasted either until we got to a certain age. But we never, everyone in the community where we lived, they knew we were métis, and that's why at times we were treated differently. And that's why at times teachers treated us differently, very differently. We were not supposed to be intelligent, we were not supposed to be rich, and we were not supposed to be this and that because we were métis. But that's not so. And our father and mother used to say, show them, just go ahead. They're jealous, that's why, because you're doing good, you're this, you're that, and you know who you are. So it was the pride, you know, that kept us.
I wanted to know if you grew up on a reserve, or if you've ever, do you know your native language or your native family?
I know my native family, but not the language, and I wasn't brought up on a reserve. You see, I'm a descendant of Louis Riel, and Louis Riel, that's not what he wanted for anyone. Not anyone. Not for the Indians, not for the Métis, not for the Englishmen, not for the Irishmen, for no one. We are all Canadians. We have equal part of this Canada of ours.
That's exactly the same way I feel, because I am Native too, and I can get my status too, but I haven't got it yet because I consider myself as just a person, like everybody else here, and I don't want no special privileges because of what happened a long time ago. I'm willing to forgive what happened before.
Le Nord-Ouest est ma mère patrie.
The Northwest is my mother. It is my mother country. And even if I had my faults, she can see I am true, and she will be full of love for me. I struggled not only for myself, but for the inauguration of the principle of responsible and constitutional government in Manitoba. But when we, Métis, gave lands in Manitoba to the Canadian government, we did not give it only for the Anglo-Saxon race. My heart will never abandon the idea of having a new Ireland in the Northwest, a new Scandinavia.
Une nouvelle Bavière, une nouvelle Italie. Dieu ne peut pas créer une tribu sans la situer. Nous ne sommes pas des oiseaux. Nous devons marcher sur terre.
We are not birds. We have to walk on the ground. Louis Riel to the jury in the fall of 1885. Do those words mean anything to you as a Manitoban?
Depuis que je me souviens, on vit entre un oui puis un non, entre ceux qui perdent le goût et remettent leur démission, et puis ceux qui perdent la tête au nom d'une révolution. Mais depuis que je me souviens, toi et moi, nous tenons le coup fier d'hier. Et là, pour demain, on a tenu bon au creux de la vague, on a tenu bon au creuset des flammes, toi et moi, on est là pour demain, toi et moi.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello, Peter.
Yep.
I've phoned before, but I just want to say yes, I love everybody, I think.
Okay. Morning, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Peter.
Yep.
I believe that the French should go back to Quebec, make the whole province French, and separate. That's what I believe. And I also believe in one country, one language. Language is pulling this country apart.
Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
What would you do with people like my guest and my wife, who were born here?
Well,
they don't have any place to go back to.
Well, and they're the ones that are pushing French so much, are they not? The thing is, it costs money, you know. Like if you speak French and English, the government pays you extra money. Pretty soon the Aboriginals are going to want government services in their languages as well. That's going to increase their taxes again. One country, one language, and then we can all live together.
Depuis que je me souviens, on a l'embarras du choix. On peut choisir de ne pas déplaire et de simplement se laisser faire, choisir le respect de la loi ou bien le respect de soi. Mais depuis que je me souviens, toi et moi, on fait du chemin fier hier.
Hi, you're on air.
Good morning, Peter. I think what Mr. Riel said in that speech basically sums up what Winnipeg turned out to be, a multicultural society. That's what he was talking about, all the different people coming to to the Northwest and settling there and making it a richer place.
Well, what does that say for the jury that decided to swing him?
Well, I think it was very political and that the Anglophones were afraid to give up power to these other nationality groups.
Thanks for your call. Oh, man, what's happening? This is a breath of fresh air we're hearing.
It's very good fresh air. There's lots of it outside, too.
Depuis Louis Riel, on trouve au Manitoba un espace pour cheminer,
des héros pour nous inspirer,
la promesse d'une identité
à la mesure de qui on est.
Mais depuis que je me souviens, toi et moi, on veut pas lâcher, car depuis que je me souviens, notre richesse s'appelle communauté, on est fiers.
It is all my fault.
It's not your
Grandmother.
fault.
It's not your fault. I'm here to help you.
You're my granddaughter.
You're a part of our family now.
Grandfather? Musham? There will be many more of us. We will be a strong people. We are Métis.
mettre notre espoir dans la jeunesse. Moi, je vois une jeunesse qui se détériore, là, mais il y a aussi une jeunesse très forte qui se tient, et puis qui se tient ensemble. Et puis aussi, ils voyagent beaucoup, hein, les jeunes, maintenant. C'est pas juste rester dans ton petit patelin, là, puis rester chez toi, puis c'est juste tes voisins qui sont corrects. Generation is gone. This older generation is gone. They're the ones that are the worst for being racist. You know, but Riel was saying, you know, there should be a little Poland, a little Iceland, a little bit of German. It doesn't mean that there should be a little country in the whole of Canada, but it means everybody should be able to be friendly to each other, you know, like to be able to help each other. This is how Canada was built anyway. This is how Manitoba was built too.
Je suis un prophète du Nouveau Monde. Je ne souhaite pas que toutes ces méchancetés qui existent en Europe puissent continuer. On peut me croire atteint de folie parce que je poursuis une idée qui m'amène à quelque chose de bon et de bien.